welcome to Simply Art. Like the video on the way in, share and subscribe. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to Simply Art Virtual Camp. This is week 3, lesson 3. Can't believe it's been 3 weeks. Today we have a really fun lesson. Remember when we did the scavenger hunt the first week and I said to you, collect some sticks? We need 6 of these. This one's kind of big. It can be any size. Here's one that's a little bit smaller, and this one's a little bit smaller and a little bit longer. It can be whatever size you want it to be, but I would say 6 of them. So if you have not collected your sticks, you might want to pause the video and go get your sticks. Before we do our sticks though, I want to talk to you about a couple things. I put an activity in your kit for your art journal. So we're going to talk about colors today. And so I did a little prompt for your art journal in colors. So find an object or an animal that's red, green, yellow, blue, purple, orange, and pink. And then sketch whatever you want in your art journal. So let's talk about colors. We have in your kit, you have blue, yellow, red, and white. Now, with these 3 colors, you can make any color you want to make. And I put the white in there in case you wanted a lighter pink or a lighter blue, so you can mix it and make the color lighter. And I also wanted to show you, I have here a tin that's covered in aluminum foil, and I'm showing you this because earlier today, I was painting my sticks, and I put these 3 colors in, but I didn't finish them. I didn't finish my sticks, and it's going to take a little while for the sticks to dry. So I don't want you to waste your paint. So if you put them in the tin, and then when you're finished temporarily, you cover it with the aluminum foil, your paint will stay nice and moist so that you can go back to it and use it again. So now that I've said that, I also want to tell you that you have in your kit 2 sets of rope. One is kind of tied in a bow, and there's 2 strings. That one is going to be for your next lesson. You also have one that's tied in a knot like this, and it has 6 strings. That's what you're going to use for this one. And you also have a couple of paintbrushes. Okay, so you're going to also need, because you're going to paint, so I have on my apron, if you want to put on an apron, an old t-shirt, anything that you can get paint on, do it. I also have on my table a piece of paper. You can use newspaper, plastic, whatever you want, just so you have a surface that you can get paint on and not worry about. And then finally, I have just an old yogurt container here that I have filled about halfway full of water, and that is just so I can rinse my brush in between colors, and I have an old rag to dry it off. So let's say I use red and I want to use blue now. I'm going to put my paintbrush in and I'm going to swirl it around, and then I'm going to dry it off, and then I'm going to go to the blue. So we have all of those items and we're ready to go. Today we are going to make a wind chime out of our sticks. Now I have already started with mine, and I'm going to do a red, white, and blue theme for 4th of July. So I have my red, white, and blue shirt on, and I've already started painting. I painted this one red, and white, and I painted this one white, and this one navy. And I'm going to add some colors to those also, but I need 3 more sticks that I'm going to paint. And I want to do this so I can show you some tricks here. I have these sticks because we cut down a tree in our yard, so it's just the perfect little size. But I want to show you some tricks to painting. You can do these any color you want to do them. First, let's make some colors. So I have blue, white, and red. And let's say I want to make orange. So what am I going to do to make orange? I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. Oh, sorry, I didn't even open those yet. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to put a little bit of red. And I'm going to stir that up. Now, you can add colors depending on how light or dark that you want it to be. So as you can see, this has just changed just a little bit, and what that tells me is it's not got enough yellow in it. So I'm going to put some more yellow in there. And look, this is the perfect reason why we have paper on our table. I've already spilled it. When I paint, I get paint all over me, so I just figured everybody else did. So be prepared. So as you can see, I added some more yellow, and look how it's turning orange. And if you want it to be a lighter orange, just add a little bit of white. Beautiful. Okay, so there's our orange. Now let's say we wanted to have green. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to take a little bit of blue. And I'm going to stir that up. They're really pretty when they're mixing. See, you can see it turning green. And again, if you want it to be, you know, lighter or darker, add some white or some more yellow or some more blue. Play with the colors. I will caution you, if you mix all of your colors together, you're going to get black or brown. It's not going to be a pretty color, so keep them separate. So there's your green, and I want to make it, let's say, a little bit lighter green. I'm just going to add a little bit of white. Look at that pretty green. I love all those swirls. And as you're doing this, if you decide that you put too much white in, it's lighter than you want it to be, then just add a little bit more dark. So there's a pretty green. Lovely. And we'll do one more. We're not going to really mix a color here, but I know all the girls out there like pink, so let's make pink. Most people know how to make it, but we'll do it anyway. I got some dry paint in here. So I'm going to put a little bit of red, and I'm going to put a little bit of white. And again, the more white you use, the lighter the pink will be. There you go. Look at all those pretty colors we made. So, as I said, I am going to make mine red, white, blue with my 4th of July theme. So, this one, I painted just like it looks. I painted white, and then I painted red, and then I painted white. If you want to leave a little bit of wood, or if you want your lines to be really perfectly straight, and just take a piece of tape. It can be Scotch tape, it can be any kind of tape, and wrap the tape around your stick, and then paint, and then pull the tape off, and you'll have a perfectly straight, even line. So this is one of mine. On my blue one here, I want to add a little bit more color, and what I was thinking about doing, because I'm crazy, and this is why you should do it outside also. I'm going to take my white paint, and I'm going to splatter it. I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to throw it right on there just like that, because I don't want it to really be painted. I just want it to have splatters of white. And aim it away from you so you don't wear it all over. See, look at that. Isn't that pretty? The other way that you can do this also is if you lay it down like this and you put a little bit of paint on it, and then you take something else like this other stick and you hit the stick against it, the paintbrush against it. So you'll get little dots and splatters. I'm going to turn it over because I want to do all the sides. Try not to wear this. You can do it as heavy or as light as you want. So, see? Now I have a splattered blue and white one. So that one's that one. Now this one, I'm gonna put my paintbrush in here and rinse it off. This one I did all white, but I don't want it to be just white. I want to add some kind of blue to it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little paintbrush and I'm going to put little stars on here. So, you know, they're going to be not really close together. So don't worry if the stars are not perfect. Just make some peaks. And then fill them in. There's one star. There's another star. And here's the really great thing about this. If you decide that you don't like your stars, put something else on it. It doesn't have to be stars. I think I'm also going to add some stripes. Again, if you want your stripes to be perfectly symmetrical, then just put a piece of tape around it and paint across and then pull the tape off. You can do all kinds of things with these, and I really would love to have pictures of these because I think these are going to be so fun and they're going to be so pretty. And now I think I'm going to add some red. It'll take a little while for this to dry, for each one of your sticks to dry. So you may want to paint your base color. If you're going to do a base color, you may want to paint your base color and then do your sketches in your art journal and then come back and put your next design on, whatever your design is going to be. It would also be really fun to put beads on these. I'll show you how we're going to hang them. And you could put beads or flowers. Be creative. Be crazy. I think I want to put, should have stayed with the blue. I think I want to put a couple more stars on here, on this side. If you want to cut out a star out of a piece of paper, and you could lay the star on here and you could paint over to get it more symmetrical if that's really the way you want it to be. I just do little points. They don't have to be perfect. Maybe one more right here. I think I'm going to leave this one white, just do the outside of it trimmed like that. Okay, so I have 3 of my sticks ready to go. So now I need 3 more sticks to go. So I think with this one, I'm going to paint it all red to start with. So this is what I'm doing. Look, I'm just painting the whole thing. I'm going to paint the end of it also. Although you can do the end of it last so that it doesn't get all over you. Again, these are going to take a little while to dry. So make sure you put them someplace that they can just lay and wait to dry. Normally I would leave these outside, but today it's going to rain, so I want to make sure that I put them someplace under cover. If you do not let them dry completely before you put something else on them, then it will just smear. So for instance, if I painted this red and then I decided I wanted a white design on it, I would just end up with a pink blob because the red would bleed into the white. So if you're going to do a design, you really want to wait for it to dry. Okay, so this one I'm going to leave alone for just a minute and let it dry. I'm just going to lay it right there. And I'm going to get my next one. And I don't care if it's not perfectly straight or perfectly smooth. That's going to give it character. Now I might cut the end of this off, but I don't know, I might not. This one, I think I'm going to do blue and white. So I need to clean off my water brush because I just used red. Just dab it like that. And I think I'm going to split this. Or maybe what I'll do is, see, this is the fun part of this because, you know, you kind of decide what you want to do as you're doing it. So I think what I'm going to do is make the whole thing red, white, and blue. So I'll do blue. And then I'm going to stop. This is what I was telling you. See, I'm just going to go in a circle like this to make my line even. And there's my blue. Get rid of that. This is where you have to be careful because it's not dry. So what I don't want to do is, I don't want to bleed them together. So I'm going to do white next because I'm going to do red, white, blue. I'm going to do white next, and what I want to do is be careful when I get close to the blue here so that I don't end up with, and I might even just kind of not touch all the way up until I get ready, until it gets a little bit drier. See, I'm going to paint that. You don't want this to be perfect. You want it to be part of nature. So don't worry if it's got little things that stick out of it or hang off of it. Okay, so now I'm going to make this one kind of even. I'm just going to go around like this to make it where I want it to stop. Come down here a little bit and get your white there. Okay, I'm gonna rinse this one too. Look how pretty this water is. I made purple. How do you make purple? Anybody know how to make purple? If you want to make purple, you're gonna mix red and blue. Look how pretty my rag is. I love all those colors. Okay, now I'm gonna do red. And I'm gonna get paint on my fingers because it's not dry yet. So I'm going to take the red and I'm going to do this side. See, I like how the wood is different here. Okay, so that's my fifth one. I'm gonna lay that down, and I've got one more to go here. I think with this one, I'm gonna do alternating colors. And if you want it to be neater, then just clip that off. So I'm going to go around to make my stopping point to make that even. And I think I'm going to go ahead, since I'm using red, I'm going to go red, white, blue. So I think I'm just going to come down here and go ahead and do my red again. I like to do that little circle thing to make it even. Red, white, blue, so I'm going to do another red, I think. Okay, I'm going to rinse that out. You want to get this one rinsed out really well, because the next one we're going to do, well, you know what, let's do the blue, because the white we're going to have to really clean our brush as well. Come as close as you can. Now, if you want it to be really even, you can let it dry and then tape it off and do the next color. I'm going to do this whole tail blue, because we have another one, I think, where the tail is white. I mean, is red. So let's do this one blue. Go around and make it even. Okay, blue. Let me make this a little bit more even. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse this really, really, really well, because the white, I don't want to become light blue. So give that a good shake and then a good dry. And now we're going to do white. If you wanted to, you could just leave that red and blue. I mean, this is yours. And mine's red, white, and blue for 4th of July, but you don't need to use red, white, and blue. You can use purple, green, yellow, you know, your favorite colors, your school colors, whatever you want that to be, you can use. Okay, so now I have all of my sticks. So this is how you're going to make your wind catcher, your wind chime. You're going to take your sticks and your rope. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make the top of it, and it has to crisscross like this. So pick what you want your top to be. I think I'm going to do these two. So I'm going to crisscross them like this, And I'm going to lay my rope underneath on the table. Move this out of the way. And I'm going to lay this down on top. And then I'm going to take my rope and I'm going to come up and I'm going to go across and I'm going to go down again and over, and then I'm going to tie a knot. Okay? So now you have your top. Now we're just going to hang the rest of these from them so that they dangle. And I want this to be my top like this. Oh, look, I got paint all over me. So I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to tie a knot here. And I'm going to tie a knot onto this end here. I'm going to get another string. I got my string in my paint. And I'm going to tie a knot on the end here. Can you see that? Can you see that? Just tie the top of it like that. And then just tie it to one of these. It's starting to rain. I'm going to finish this for you really quickly. Tie a knot here and a knot here. Now I said 6 of these. You can put as many as you want to put on them. If you want to do 7, you can do 7. If you want to do one in the middle, oh, look what I did. I tied 2 into the same one. That won't work very well. Let's take this one off. That was silly of me, wasn't it? All right, let's take another one. We're going to tie a knot. We're going to tie a knot. Then we're going to pick another one of our tops. We're going to tie a knot. And we're going to tie a knot. All right, last one. We're going to tie a knot here. And we're going to tie. And then we're going to tie a knot to our last side. Now, also, if you want to, you can paint the string, which would be pretty too. And this is why I say to you, if you want to hang beads from it, you can hang beads from it. You can put beads on the end of it. You can put beads on your string, all over. Now, I've got one last piece of string. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take it and I'm going to make it go across the top. And I'm just going to tie a loose knot here on the top, because this is what I'm going to hang it with. All right, so let me pick this up and you can see what we created. This is our wind chime, and I put this out here so we could hang it and you could see it. Mine is really big and long. So this is going to hang in your tree or wherever you want. And then you're going to have to pull your sides in a little bit, these, to make it so that it's not lopsided. You're going to have to even the weight out of it. Let me see if I can make this one come over so it'll hang better. And there it is. Look at that. That's your wind chime. When the wind blows, so when it's off the ground and the wind blows, they'll hit against each other and knock. There's my red, white, and blue wind chime. I hope you had fun with it. I hope you have fun with it. Enjoy it. Please send me pictures of this. If you want to, you can add more than this. You can add several of them. You can add them to the middle. So have fun. Send me pictures, please. And don't forget your art journal. See you next week. Enjoy.